Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of jorose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster. And in this video, I'm sharing with you the energy forecast for the year 2020 or 2020, whichever way you prefer to call it. Doesn't matter which, because they'll still add up to the same energy. First, I'd love to take this opportunity to say Happy New Year. Whether you're watching this at the beginning of the year or somewhere throughout the year, there is so much value in this video. And for me, I'm always excited to present a video, especially for a new year, but this energy is dear to my heart and it's not dear to many other people. Why? Because it's the energy of construct and build, strategies and conform. So don't fall asleep thinking, oh, this is going to be a really boring year. I feel like, no way, Jose. This is going to be a really dramatic year if you listen to this video and take it all on board. So the energy for 2020, how do we get to this? We add together all the digits of the current year. So 2020 will equal 4. So we have a 4 energy. The 4 is all about being grounded and committed. Yes, maybe compliant, but wait till you've heard the whole video before you think I'm going to fall asleep. It's about being boxed in, limited, whether it be your money, your family, your jobs, or your expectations. But I want to say this is really a year about understanding you, becoming limitless, pushing the boundaries, not ignoring boundaries. We do need boundaries, but it's about owning our, let's say, limitations and turning them into our strengths. When we do this, we no longer see them as limitations, but we see them as what we're good at. So I am so excited to get going with this. The energy we have is really all about safety, security, practicality, order, planning, scheduling, structuring, routine, methodical. But no goals really are achievable without them. Now, I hope you watched my reverse bucket list. If not, go check that link above, because I want you to really understand where you are as you start off this year, or as you start off at any point that you first discover this video. The 4 energy is about building foundations. It's a slow process, but it's steady and secure. Think of the 3 little pigs and how they built their house. The one that lasts is the one that was built from bricks. And this is what we want to do. We want to use the energy of this year and build our house of bricks. And talking about building houses, this is the ultimate year for building something. The ultimate year for construction. But if you do not start with the foundations, whether it be literally a building or a business, a relationship, or your health and well-being, you're going to set yourself up to collapse. It's step by step, steady as she goes, and it's always about revising and revisiting what you've done. So I'm asking you to identify your priorities. Right now, identify your priorities. Maybe stop the video, make a list. Once you've identified your priorities, and I'll talk about getting connected to them in a minute, but then you've got to add action and effort. It's less about busyness and more about business. And after all, you are a corporation in your own right. So start telling yourself, I am corporation, because when you can identify who you are and where you're going, and the 4 energy always needs a destination. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to stick to that plan, but you need the destination to start moving. So set your intentions, set your goals. 4s need results. The big plan can be too overwhelming for the 4 energy, so have your goal in mind and then create milestones along the way. and celebrate these milestones. For me, 2019, I set myself a goal of 1,000 subscribers right back at the beginning when I was nowhere near that, and 1,000 was overwhelmed for me. Throughout the year, I created little number pattern goals. Sometimes they might have just been 3, other times they could have been 15 or 12. It was just whatever number I was attracted to make my next goal. And by doing that, wow, it went up. Had I stayed with 1,000, I would have stayed in overwhelm and I probably would have given up. However, by persevering, I've been able to connect with people like yourselves. I've had comments, connections. Some of you have come to me to work together as a mentorship or have a reading or something in between. But it's really about setting your intentions. Now, what do I mean by setting your intentions? It's okay to have a goal, and we often make goals that we think society want us to make. These must be your goals that are right for you, that fit you. When you understand your numerology, you fit everything around you and results come. You're in the right place at the right time. So what happens when we fail to reach a goal, we fail those New Year's resolutions, is the intention is never behind it. And it's all about the intention. There's no point in saying this year I'm going to get 1,000 subscribers and then just put it out there. If you believe that you're never going to get 1,000 subscribers, you're going to make no effort. So you've got to set the intention of what you're going to do to get them and believe. What is it? It's ask, believe, receive. And that's exactly what you need to do. This is the year to turn your limitations into your strengths and become limitless. When you are in alignment with what you're meant to be doing and you are following your code, your dream, your destiny, there is no limits to your success. There is no limits to your connections in your relationships. There is no limits to your well-being. You know, life is simple, just us humans complicate it. We only have to watch nature, and nature is the most structured concept there is. When you look at a weed and how it grows, or a flower, how it blossoms, or the veins in the leaves, the seasons that we work through, when we go in the flow, and numerology is teaching us that everything is energy, the weather is energy, you are energy, the earth is energy, I am energy. When we get into flow, it's so much easier. And the flow that we are going to be working with in 2020 is this 4 energy. Now, it's a year where we may feel restricted, we may feel boxed in, and it's a year that we really don't want to break the rules or the law, because the chances are, being a 4 energy, there will be consequences. Now, comply with what feels right. I'm not saying all rules cannot be broken. Rules certainly can be bended and broken, but weigh up the consequences before you do this. And if you're unsure, just push your boundaries little by little till you know how far you can go. Now, this year, what do you want to build? Do you want to build a business? Do you want to build a relationship, a home, new connections, a greater body, a greater mindset? Whatever it is that you want to build, that needs to be your focus for 2020. Now, I talked about the intention, and what I want to add to this is we can do anything when we understand the will within inside us. We talk about free will, we talk about the will of the people, or the will, and the will comes from when we stop suppressing our potential. When we suppress our limiting beliefs, we lose the will. The will is driven by emotion. So what are you passionate about? In numerology, when we understand the heart's desire, the soul urge number, we'll know what is our driver. When I discovered my soul urge number, or heart's desire, same thing, is I was like, oh no, that can't be me. But you know what? The more I really embrace my numbers, the more I go, damn right, that's me. And that is what is driving me to be the type of inspirational leader that I've chosen to be. So what I want you to do is while you're creating these goals and setting these intentions, create the vision, connect to the vision, feel the vision, smell it, taste it, use all your senses so that you can really embrace your potential of how you can meet these goals that you've set. Now, if you was following me, or you understand about numerology, or you've checked back in with 2019's energy, it was a 3 energy, and that's all about emotions. I suggested you really went deep into your emotions, learn to express your emotions, and if you have done that, you are so ready for your will to be strengthened this year. Knowing who you are and what you're passionate about will help you build whatever it is that you want to build. Now, so it's about knowing why you're passionate about it. It's never, ever about the money. It's always about the other rewards, the spiritual rewards, the growth. The 4 energy is where I want to share about the 4 bodies, or the 4 elements, the 4 elements. We're not just this physical body. We must look after this physical body. And in a 4 year, this is absolutely paramount, because a 4 is a work year. And I've already said it's about business, not busyness. So apply your strength and your energy where it needs to be, where it is making progress. Because if you overdo it in a 4 year, you could end up pulling your back, being sick. You don't want to do that. So you must learn to balance everything. And so balance it with the 4 bodies. So the physical body, just check in. And again, in that video, where reverse bucket list video, if I didn't say, go check that link above. If I've already said it, it will be in the description below. But I have you look at the physical body, the mental body. You know, what are you telling yourself? You need to be the teacher, the coach, the cheerleader behind you. You need to be spurring you on, supporting you in all ways. Emotional. When you understand your emotions, you'll understand the will and the intention behind whatever you do or don't do. And then there's the spiritual aspect. When we can learn to balance material and spiritual, then the things that we are building will be there for a lifetime. Not just a fleeting moment, not just a quick get rich. And the 4 is not a get rich quick. It's really about building foundations. It's a great year to implement these solid foundations in your business. So what gets in the way is procrastination. And I've created a video on procrastination. So go and check that. And it gives you the way to find your why in whatever it is that you're doing. Now, I've said start balancing all areas of your life. When I work with people in a mentorship program, I look at 9 areas, and then the career I go into deeper, relationships I go into deeper, or depends what it is that my clients want to work on. But the 9 elements that you need to look at and keep balancing this year, because I've already said you could become a workaholic and affect your health. It could take you away from your family. So look at your career, your profession. Are you in the right place? We want to lay the foundations this year. Fun and recreation. The 4 energy is a bit serious and it can forget this fun and recreation. But you know what? It's that connection, that fun and creative, allowing the mind and the imagination to run away. So make sure you have that in there. Money and finances. Budget, have some order. It's not a year to overspend. You're building, you're saving, you're working towards your future, and not necessarily many years in front, but just so that you can just have enough to just keep, not enough, I don't even want to use that word, but that you've got what is necessary for the next step. Many people don't take a risk, they don't build because they've got this nest egg for the rainy day or the future. I want you to start embracing this now. Physical environment. Do you live in the right place? Do you work in the right place? You know, is your car the right car for you? I'm not asking you to go out and buy anything. I'm just asking you to just connect with your environment. Is it serving you or not? What can you do to alter this? Could be that you want to put an extension on your house. It could be that you just want to maintain, do a little bit of renovation, redecorating, buy a new sofa. I want, when you've had a busy day, to come home to a relaxing, retreating environment. personal development. It's all about personal development, which is why the 4 elements and the spiritual side. What I've discovered is the more I develop spiritually, the more I understand the physical elements of what goes on in my life. No longer are they challenges, but opportunities. And when there are opportunities, you're not limited. This is where you push the boundaries and you become limitless. Health and well-being, so important. Make sure you're in the right mindset, the right emotions. No emotion is good or bad. I've said this a number of times, but connect with that emotion, see what it's telling you, and work from there. Always work from the now, never the past or the future. You need to make your decisions now, and that means owning where you are right now. The 7th one is family. You know, schedule some time for your family this year. Maybe if you don't speak to them that often, your parents or whatever, maybe put a call in once a week, once a month, once a quarter, whatever works for you, but schedule it in there and do it. Don't live with regrets. Stay connected. And friends, do your friends raise you up or pull you down? Make sure that your friends are great support and you are a great support for them. You don't want people that drain you. Remember, this is a hard work year. You don't need other things pulling you back. And the last one is your significant other. Do spend time connecting with your significant other. They are where you begin your day and you end your day. So it's so important to make sure that that is the strongest foundation ever. And as always, I'm going to say, never tell them that you love them. Never say I love you. Start saying I love us. It's teamwork. The 4 is all about teamwork. Still holds on to its individuality, still does things under its own independence, but it's about what can you do to bring the us forward, whether it be in the home, in the career, in the support, in the well-being, in raising a family, whatever it is. So they're the 9 elements that you want to be balancing this year. You know where you're starting from. Face facts. When we're working from where we think we need to be or where society suggests we need to be, it doesn't work. Where are you right now? Not when I get to this point, I will start this. Where are you now? When you understand why you do what you do, you can move forward, you set the milestones, and that will comes in with that passion and takes over. The 4 energy can be life-changing. I believe for the better. We all need structure and stability. Take the body. Without the skeleton, we'd be floppy, wouldn't we? So we do need structure in our life. And I know that in 2019, while I'm quite an organised person, I did Marie Kondo my wardrobe and my drawers. And now it's easier to be in the moment, to just suddenly go out because everything is there where I see it. I don't need to worry it's in the wash, whatever, or I have to go and buy something or not buy something. Get order and organisation into your world and it will still allow you to be spirited and spontaneous. Ask yourself, what is important now? Right now. For me, what's important right now is to get my message across to you. I'm here to raise the vibration. I know we have so much potential inside us, and I have so much potential inside me, and I love sharing what I learn. I'm a sponge with information. I endlessly read, all because I wanted to turn my world around, my life, and feel more confident, more appreciated, more loved. And it's all about self-work. So ask yourself what is important now and not yesterday. Let go of whatever's got you to this point. It's got you to this point. Celebrate it. Yay! And now let's move forward. What we want to do, and January of 2020 is a 5 energy. And I know I've put this picture up here. You must be the change you want to see in the world. Seriously, this is the truth. You must be this change. The 5 energy, January will all be about change, and it'll come round again in October. So what is it that you want to change this year, and get on with it? Ask, what can I do today that makes my tomorrow better? You know, one little step. I talk about my subscribers, and that's what I've worked on. One little step, one little step. You know, the thumbnails, maybe the editing, whatever it is, I'm gently improving little step by little step, but I'm not letting what I don't know stop me. And that's what you want to do, is just go with it. You'll never know whether it works if it's all in your head. So get out of your head and start taking action. Ask yourself, what old and outdated beliefs are limiting you? Oh, I can't do this because I've got children. I can't do this because I haven't got money. I can't do this because I am this way. You know, all these can'ts are just not serving you. And if those can'ts are leading to things that you want to change, just work out why you want to make this change, and then start taking tiny steps and monitor yourself. Keep a journal, keep a notebook. What have you done today? How much better do you feel? It's so important to know you're the only one that can monitor you. And when I'm talking about things that can be holding you back, let go of blame, guilt, wanting to be made right. Let go of being the victim. When you take responsibility for you, then you can make the change. So like I said, it is time to own you. It's time to say, I am a corporation. It's time to market yourself. It's time to make connections. It's time to build, construct, and create secure, solid foundations. Break free of your limiting beliefs. This year, if nothing else, break free of your limiting beliefs. Push the boundaries gently push the boundaries, and then watch your limitlessness come into form. Ask yourself, what is really holding you back? No one else is holding you back. I get when you make a decision, and making a decision is so good for a 4 because they can move forward. So when you make a decision, you cut off the other alternative. And once you make a decision, prove to yourself that it can work, or at least get the result so that you know an outcome from it. I remember when here in the UK, we've just had general election, or just had, it depends when you're watching this video, but towards the end of 2019, we had a general election. And my son was talking to me about Brexit being one of the main issues, and that we really do need to carry through with Brexit and get out. So we can look at it that way. His reason for that was, we have done so much time, spent so much time on it, it would be a waste. I want to say, nothing is ever a waste. You just call it research. If we still leave Brexit, and we're supposed to be leaving on the 31st of January, we look forward to see what happens. But if we don't, we've got to work with it. We can't keep still just doing this. The 4 gets impatient with this. The 4 needs progress. It really does need progress. So what is holding you back? Are you too set in your ways? How is that working out for you? Are you too frivolous? You know, I said it's a year of security. Are you too frivolous? Just watch where you invest your money this year. It's not really a financial investment year. If you want to invest anywhere, invest in yourself. That's what I want to say. Are you too uncaring? Do you not worry about anybody else's opinion, feelings? Are you connected in your relationships? The 4 energy is committed. What are you committed to? And stay committed to it. And if things aren't working, go back and talk to whatever it is that you're committed to. Are you too stubborn to let go of certain things? You know, how long have you been holding on to something and it's not working? Let it go if it's not working. Accept responsibility. When you accept responsibility for yourself, your outcome, your destiny, your results, your well-being, your happiness, your fulfillment, you'll start seeing way better results. Are you unrealistic about your potential? Oh my gosh, when I talk to people, they're so busy pulling themselves down. You know, we've been raised in a society where we have to be equal. No, I'm there for the champion. We're all unique. We all have great things to offer everyone on this planet. So find your potential and start nurturing it, building on it so that you can move forward. The advice you take, whose advice is it? I want to say outside your numerology, all the advice, and even the numerology, you built it, you planned it, you wrote the code, is the advice you want to take is yours. Nobody else lives with you 24/7. Don't use their perception and their beliefs and their fears to move you forward. Follow your own. Take back your power. And when you're not doing anything, do you use distractions? 4s don't like distractions. 4 is serious, 4 is sensible, 4 is structured. I'm not saying it's not about having fun. I do want you to structure fun into it. But when you're distracted, you're not connected. Go back and watch that procrastination video to really work out why you're distracted. It's time to build what you want. Back to this quote. You must be the change you want to see in the world. This is so true. I didn't want to make video. I was afraid to be on camera. Now I do this and I receive such wonderful messages of inspiration, how I've helped people see things better, how they're turning their life around. All I am is somebody sharing what I generally believe in and how I act. This year, 2020, it's the beginning of a whole new decade. Now, just in brief, because I will make a video on the 20s, because it's an energy that I really want us to understand, because the 20s is a double version of the millennium, which is the 2 millennium. It's all about relationship building, connections. If we don't connect those bricks in a house, if we don't lay those foundations or put the RSJs in, it's all going to crumble. It's the same with your relationships. Gone are the hard sell days. Gone is that hard sell 1 energy. We are in the 2s. It's all about relationship building. So really work on the relationships. The first one is the one with yourself. Do you know it's your life? LYFE. Love yourself first every day. If you really want to build on yourself this year and you're not sure where to begin, do go and watch your personal year video. Check the link above. All links will also be below in the descriptions, but check the link above. Work out your personal year. I've got a calculate your personal year video if you're not sure, or just put somewhere in the comments and I will guide you to your video. If that gives you a taster of something that you go, you know what, I really want to make this year count, and you want a mentor or a guide or a reading, then get in touch. I offer all of those. And I believe that after I finish the personal year videos, I will be looking at another element of the numerology. Already, again, I have the Life Path series. Go check that link above. That will tell you what your challenges are. So check that one out and see how your personal year, along with this building year of 2020 for the universe, has to offer, and see how you can bring it together. If you've liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Please like, share. I want to raise the vibration on this planet. I want to give back the power that you have inside you. To stay notified, ring the bell. You must subscribe as well to get the notifications, but do subscribe. Help me grow my subscribers. Help me spread the word of people living the life they were born to live. Thank you for watching and have an amazing 2020 year.